Today, I fucked up by losing my virginity to a foreign escort. Obligatory, this happened on Monday. I'm 25 years old, male, and I took an extended vacation in Berlin for 3 weeks. I'm overweight, and it has caused some self-esteem issues with the ladies over the course of my life. I'm self-conscious about it, and as such, I've always been terrified to have any kind of physical relationship. Whilst visiting Italy for a 2-day detour, I saw a prostitute on the street, and it piqued my curiosity. The streets aren't exactly littered with them where I am from, and it's illegal there anyway, so it's never been something I would have thought twice about. I went back to my hotel, and a quick Google revealed that prostitution is perfectly legal in most parts of Europe, so I decided to leave my V card in Berlin. Experience every part of the culture here. As I'd never had a girlfriend and zero sexual experience of any kind up to this point in my life, I'd pretty much given up hope that it was ever going to happen for me, so I made up my mind. And the trip with a bang. Calibrate my confidence and get that first, if only, time out of the way. So I started doing some research. I looked into brothels all over the city, checked the menus, the prices. I really did my homework and carefully considered my options. Sounds like a fucking virgin. I wasn't just going to throw it away in some nasty place I'd want to forget about. After finding the option that fit with my budget and my preferences, I ventured out into the city for one last big adventure before heading back to the States. The subway ride there was gut-wrenching. My hands were shaking, my heart was pounding, and when I got off the train, I felt like I was going to vomit. I was more nervous than I had ever been in my entire life. I got there, and it was a classy place, really nicely decorated, not ritzy, but elegant and nice. But my anxiety got the worst. I picked a room and they sent in the girls that were available for me to choose from. They came in, spun around, and walked out. One by one, my anxiety worsens yet again and my glasses literally fogged up. I thought that was something that only happened in the movies and cartoons. I picked a girl I liked. The housekeeper came in with a Red Bull on a fancy silver platter for me, and 5 minutes later, the girl I picked came in. She was a Brazilian goddess, insanely hot, curves in all the right places. And an absolute knockout. I held out a trembling handful of cash and attempted to discuss terms and compensation with her. Here's the first part of the fuck up. I quickly realized this girl I picked didn't speak a single fucking word of English, and now I was too nervous to ask for someone else. From there on out, the two of us were communicating with hand gestures. She gestured for me to disrobe, and I was so terrified I actually asked her if I could keep my pants on. She shook her head, so I disrobed and said, "It gets bigger." What can I say? I'm a grower, not a shower. She had me lay face down on the bed and started to massage me. Eventually, she flipped me back over, and I was totally, completely, 100% flaccid. So she started to use her hand. I don't know what she thought she was going to accomplish by going so fast, but she was really just mashing it into oblivion. I made a ridiculous slow jerk motion with my hand to get her to slow down. Thank God she understood that, or we would have had serious problems. The second part of the fuck up, as it turns out, was a decade in the making. I'd been watching porn practically every day since puberty, and my member just wasn't as excited as I was, so guess who didn't want to wake up? Oh, yep. A combination of my nerve-wracking fear and a likely overindulgence in adult entertainment had effectively turned my gizzard into a taffy puller. Eventually, she got it hard enough to put it in, but she just kinda sat there and wiggled around on it for some reason. Probably because at this point it's not long or hard enough to do much else with. To clarify, she was on top the entire time. I didn't move once. I just sort of laid there, petrified, and let her do the necessaries. Anyway, not long after that, it went soft and slipped right back out again. The condom wasn't doing me any favors. I tried saying the word bounce. Huzzah! She understood that one. But all for naught. The next 30 minutes, I paid for 40, mind you, were comprised of switching back and forth between her riding me and her using her hands to get me hard again, mostly the latter. Her body language and facial expression both indicated after a while that this was not something she was used to. Not disappointed or frustrated, more like surprised and confused. Okay, maybe a little frustrated too. Who could blame her? She had a body that would give a dead man wood. And here she is, struggling to give an erection to someone who is far too young to suffer from erectile dysfunction. Yo, bitch ass. At one point I suggested she use her mouth. Turned out she spoke 3 words of English. That costs extra. I didn't have extra, so I had to make do. No kissing on the mouth and no oral probably didn't help the situation either. You want to kiss prostitute on the mouth. Miraculously, this story eventually had a happy ending, though I have no idea how. She said, "Come." So I closed my eyes, gritted my teeth, and focused. Unfortunately, with my eyes closed, I was so preoccupied with finishing that I didn't pay attention to what she was doing down there. Cue the fuck up number 3. When she was finishing me off with her hand, she took off the condom and aimed my dick at me. Like straight back at me. I get it. She has a job to do. It probably wasn't malicious. She just didn't want to get messy. However, collateral damage on my end clearly wasn't a concern of hers. Don't get me wrong, it felt great, but when I'm by my lonesome, I usually take measures to ensure I'm not my own blank canvas. So ensues another misfire, quite literally, in an awkward sexual encounter as I proceeded to spray myself machine gun style all over my own torso. There were a dozen places in the room I'd rather have done it, but closing my eyes like it was a fucking surprise party made it a good day for some friendly fire. She smiles, hands me a towel, and says that I can only assume is Portuguese for "you just rocked my world." Yeah. Then she points to the clock. She was giving me the 5-minute warning. We were only done because we had wasted so much time trying to get me hard. I suppose it's better than lasting 30 seconds for my first time. In the end, I really don't know if it was nerves or the porn. I'm guessing it was a little of both. But I psyched myself out way too much. And the end result was a hot Brazilian woman trying to figure out what to do with an incredibly flaccid penis. So now I'll always remember my first horribly awkward sexual encounter as one with someone who couldn't get me hard and had no idea why because she didn't speak English. Too long, didn't read, accidentally picked an escort that spoke no English, couldn't stay hard, and came all over myself when I finally could. My friend, welcome to Reddit. It's the fucking virgin stories are the scariest thing in the fucking world. I'm not sure I believe all of this horse shit, you know what I mean? You know, this guy seems to have really crafted this thing well, in a literary way, so, you know, you gotta take it with a grain of salt here. Second top comment reads, "Overindulgence in adult entertainment." Nigga, yeah, that has nothing to do with it, but how would you know if you're a virgin? So, yeah, I guess you can just spout whatever garbage you want, because you don't know shit. You don't know a damn thing. The third top comment has been gilded, and it reads, "Look, if you had one shot or one opportunity to lose your V-card like you wanted in one moment, would you capture it or just let it slip?" The Eminem references are just flowing. His palms are sweaty, glasses foggy, feet are heavy, there's semen on his shirt already, mom's grandbaby. He's nervous, on the surface he's looking clammy, but ready to drop his bomb, but he keeps losing the flow and it goes down. His mind screams so loud he points his mouth but that's extra. He's out. He's choking. How? He's stroking. She's stroking now. The clock's run out. Time's up. Over. Oh. Stand back from reality. Oh, there goes virginity. Oh, he goes on Reddit. He failed. He's so mad, but he won't give up opportunity. No, he won't have it. He knows this whole website's ropes. It doesn't matter. Throw away. He knows that, but he posts. He's so staked that he know when he gets back to his real life, that's when it's back to the FAP again, yo. His whole notoriety. He better go capture his karma and hope he don't pass him. Please, God, let this be over. Do you see why I don't do... Oh, did you like this fuck up? You know what I mean? Then get me a phone so I can play Pokemon Go. Like, I'm gonna kill myself, alright? Is that what you want? Somebody's gonna be in the comment section like, that's what I want. Please do it, Kyle. You people are assholes. Where's the button to end this? There.